Kia ora whānau. This is a message for our students and whānau at Alberti Senior High School, but also a message for any young people around New Zealand who are doing NCEA this year. We recognise 2020 has been an extraordinary year which has resulted in unprecedented sacrifices for all New Zealanders, and now with a second lockdown, particularly for those living in Auckland. It is important that we take the time to recognise the incredible wins we have achieved by making these sacrifices, and that we never lose sight of what's most important, the health and well-being of our family, whānau and community. For our students, 2020 will represent a year that saw traditional models of learning disrupted like never before, at least in our lifetimes. And for this reason, we do not and should not expect academic successes to be measured like it has been in the past. Earlier this year, Forbes published a range of skills that will be needed to succeed in a post-COVID world. This included adaptability, flexibility, tech-savviness, creativity and innovation, emotional intelligence, and a commitment to a lifetime of learning. In a year when traditional schooling has been so very disrupted, it is imperative that we recognise that the skills that have been developed by living through this experience will be the very skills that will be needed to thrive in the future, and that this school year represents just a short time in what will be a lifetime of learning. In 2020, it is likely that our learners are not going to get as many NCEA credits as they would in a typical school year. And that is okay. This is not an ASHS issue, it's a COVID-19 reality. And even though the second lockdown is hopefully shorter, it has come at a time when many catch-ups and portfolios of assessments were due, meaning students are yet to get many, if any, credits in some of their classes this year. That said, we are focusing on academic success in 2020. We have a plan for flexing the flexibility of NCEA and committed to spending the last weeks of this school year before the NCEA exams to get all the credits we can, so as to give our learners a sense of achievement. Because we recognise academic and personal success as an important part of gaining a sense of wellbeing. So we'll look to complete planned internal assessments, gather evidence for derived grades as needed, and we will prepare for the external assessments as best we can. We'll be looking at how we can gain extra NCEA credits through tutorials and our impact projects. And early next term, when we have our prelim exams, we'll also run catch-up practical classes and NCEA internal workshops so as to provide as many opportunities for success as possible. And remember, attendance matters. There's a direct correlation between attendance and academic success, and that the best thing that you can do to support your own success is to ensure you attend all tutorial, impact project and specialist subject classes once we're back in level 2. But also remember a reality check. Whilst we are absolutely committed to all of our learners achieving academic and personal success in 2020, it's important to stress that for any returning students, your year 11s and 12s, this year's results will have little, if any, impact on your success in 2021, as only 20 credits will carry over towards next year's certificate. And when you gain next year's certificate, you also gain this year's certificate from the level below anyway. And remember, the only certificate that actually matters is the one that the student leaves with. It's also important, though, to note that Year 13 cohort shouldn't be unduly concerned, because we are confident that the tertiary providers will look at making access to their courses next year as achievable as possible, particularly with such a significant drop-off of international students. And for those of you entering the workforce, while NCEA is important, it'll be your attitude and skills that will put you in good stead. And to this end, we can look at giving you a school leavers reference if you think that will help. It's important to note that you do not need to gain level 1 NCEA to move to level 2 or level 2 to move to level 3 NCEA. So this means that all students will move on to next year's level of NCEA next year, regardless of the credits gained this year. Unless, of course, you're taking a little bit longer for another reason. So, in conclusion, the key messages this year has seen massive disruptions, and therefore we should not expect the same outcomes as a typical school year. For every traditional learning opportunity that has been lost, significant lifelong skills and dispositions have been gained. And at ASHS, we are committed to focusing on academic and personal success this year. Remember, attendance correlates to academic success, so come to tutorials, impact projects, and specialist subjects. But also remember that results gained this year do not determine what you will achieve next year. Just do your best. And finally, we must never lose sight of what is actually the most important: health and well-being of our family, whānau, and community. So as always, people, remember, be kind, stay safe, stay home if you can, and together, I really do believe we've got this. Have a great day.